South Dakota. Really gorgeous out here, but we have the latest in the Ghislaine Maxwell case. Two big developments. Number one, she did know that this was it, that, you know, I don't know what people thought, but they thought she was going to not go to jail. I did not think that. I really was like, come on, there's no way that Ghislaine Maxwell is not going to do time for this, no matter what the lawyer pleaded. No. Bail denied, bail denied, bail denied, bail denied, bail denied, bail denied. She wanted to stay at some luxury hotel before this. All right. And then the other big thing is she's pleading innocent. Now, does that mean that she is, you know, not going to work with prosecutors, not going to go for a plea deal? Not yet. Where she tells federal prosecutors who she's willing to give up and why, and they decide whether or not they are going to pursue that information and some type of a plea deal. All right, so let's get into the dangers of all this. There were reports that in the past few days, possibly over the last week, she was being moved around from cell to cell, trying to avoid assassins. Now remember, the New York Post has done a lot of good stuff on the Epstein case, and the New York Post has done a lot of bullshits on the Epstein case, right? They've questioned the first suicide attempt. They've talked about Nicholas Tartaglione, but they were the first, I believe, to publish the Ghislaine Maxwell photos out in Los Angeles. The big red herring and the big look over here while I'm buying a house in New Hampshire with my tech beau from Boston, where that was reported. Remember, that was reported like the week that Epstein got arrested, that she was there. And who knows how long the FBI was actually looking at her. I'm going to take a look at that 19-page indictment that was sent to me by Big Fish. If you're not following at Trade Billion on Twitter, you're missing out on some of the most breaking and important information in the Epstein and Maxwell case. But as we got more people coming in, thumbs the video up. Once again, she has pleaded not guilty. She has been denied bail. July is when we are now going to begin this trial. So hopefully it will be quick, because we need more and more transparency in this. What we don't need are postponements. What we don't need is obfuscation of information. And again, with the New York Post saying she was moved from cell to cell to cell because they were worried about assassins, and then they were putting in there that sometimes she had a cellmate and sometimes she did. What are we doing here? What are we doing? Is the most notorious United States prisoner we may have ever had, the most well-connected United States prisoner we have ever had. And we must ensure that not only is she protected, but she is prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. That, you know, we're not only looking at Epstein Island, we're not only looking at New York, we're looking overseas at the houses there. We are looking up especially at Zorro Ranch, and we are ready to take down the real pedophiles from Anons and white hats. This isn't bullshit. This is the real deal. Do you guys get it? We've got a chance right now, the Claude Hadids of the world, to expose the Jean-Luc Brunels of the world. Thumbs this video up if that's what you want to do, because you have to understand that the modeling industry has been a cesspit of pedophilia, the tip of the iceberg. Because we know about the intelligence connections. We know about the Mossad connections. We know about the passports. All right? You know, we want to talk about the Epstein passport that supposedly had a alias on it and an address out of Saudi Arabia. Let's talk about the several passports they found with Ghislaine Maxwell when they raided that New Hampshire home. That's important. Let's start talking about not only her relationship with Bill and Hillary Clinton, but Chelsea Clinton as well. All right, we need to get into that, Because Chelsea Clinton, baby, she's up and coming. You know, she's just one push away from an appointment of some kind of prominence within the federal government. You know it. You know it. That's how this works. Nepotism. And when you're talking about something that's been going on since the 90s, bare frickin' minimum. Okay, let me repeat that. Bare frickin' minimum since the 90s. Look, I love Maria Farmer. And publicly, remember, we didn't know that she had come out until less than that the FBI and the NYPD already knew about Epstein. So ask yourself now, how many people went to authorities pre-Maria Farmer, okay, and then post-Maria Farmer before Palm Beach? Because it wasn't zero. I promise you, it was not zero. And that cover-up is a tragedy. That is disturbing. That is disgusting. That we must admit to decipher what the real information is, to put so much pressure out there on the injustice system to go for the gold on this one and ask questions about the names that are already out there. Aside from Prince Andrew, arms dealer. Let's start talking about Glenn Dubin. Let's really start talking about Ben Richardson, New Mexico, and the Zorro Ranch, right? Ben Richardson must be talked about. When you have the governor of New Mexico, who for the presidency in 2008, who also, I believe, attended the Bohemian Grove at one point. You know, this is an establishment figure caught up in this. There's a big problem that the media and especially law enforcement have pretty much ignored it. So once we get settled into a hotel in a couple of hours, we're going to go over the 19-page indictment that Big Fish sent me. Okay, what would you say, John who? I'm sorry. John Denko. I don't know anything about John Denko. Send me some info on John Denko. Well, look, Epstein was Trilateral Commission. He was Clinton Initiative. As far as CFR, he has connections there. I mean, yeah. Listen, for all those people out there trying to say that Epstein wasn't a billionaire, bullshit. He was a billionaire. He absolutely was a billionaire. Just because they only found a little bit more than $500 million, then they found another $60+ million, then they start finding estates. There's money hidden everywhere. All right? The question is, how did he get that money? Who was he moving it for? What commissions was he getting? Was it more than just arms dealing, human trafficking, maybe some drug dealing? Huh? I mean, he checks all the boxes. When you get into intel, that's where it's at. South Dakota's beautiful so far. I mean, this area obviously is gorgeous, guys. Free park. Nobody's wearing masks. There's no video about it, but listen, it's the corporations that are pushing it. You know, I went to a Supercuts. They were forcing me to wear a mask. I was like, is that the law here? And they're like, no, that's corporate. And see, it's the corporate billionaires you got to worry about, not America, not Americans. Okay, not even the governor here. She's doing it right. So yes, I'm at Falls Park, Jesse Schmidt. Correct. So great news again. No bail. I didn't think she was going to get bail. Pleading innocent, which makes me question how much, if anything, she's going to give up. It makes me question how much the FBI is going to put on the table with the evidence they have, because you know they have a plethora of evidence. You know that Epstein's safe in New York alone gave them a ton of evidence. Okay? Remember, Maria Farmer told you that Les Wexner was the head of the snake for a reason, because this goes far, far, far beyond Epstein. I guess we got a train going through. I know there's a trolley over there. So guys, thumbs the video up, subscribe, and share. If you can, donate to the GoFundMe, $5, $10, $15, big donors. It means the world to me. And let me just talk really quickly about the censorship on YouTube. All right, we were going to try to get Dan Dix on because the Press for Truth channel was taken down today without any explanation whatsoever. But then I checked my emails, okay, and all this, the World Health Organization was spreading COVID misinformation. It wasn't even my Dr. Bartlett videos, which now I think are going to. I thought it was. I tweeted out thinking it was that. No, It was my Cameron Siddell videos. This is a man that was in the ERs in New York City, is a doctor, told the truth, went viral to the point where the New York Times picked up the story and actually put Cameron Siddell in a video because of his findings and research that were going on. All of it real. And they took down Cameron Siddell's video and they took down my video covering it. I did not back down. I said, you know, this is not a real copyright strike and this doesn't violate any rules. Listen, why are we listening to the World Health Organization in the first place? Who made the UN guy? They've stumbled so many times on this, and you can only ask how many stumbles there really are that aren't a plan, right? That's the deal. People trying to already discredit Wayfairgate as usual. Yeah, no, because it is discreditable. World United. Again, you got to have discernment. Wayfairgate, there's so much wrong with that. It looks like a big setup. In fact, I got another email today providing me more information that really does let me think that it is some kind of a setup and not what everybody's thinking about human trafficking. Again, look who's pushing it. The fantasists are pushing it. The Q crowd is pushing it. I push facts. I'll look at everything, guys. But when you look at that, that stinks to high hell as some kind of a disinfo op. So again, thumbs the video up, subscribe, share. We will be back later from hopefully, the studio, the makeshift studio with Dan Dix. Yeah, there's something way weird. Listen, you got to understand, now I've seen another girl whose face is on there has now come out. You can see her profile. I was never trafficked. I'm not missing. I'm fine. All right, so what is really going on there? There's something much, much different. So yes, Ghislaine Maxwell pleads innocent, denied bail. Trial starts in July. We'll talk about it more on the flip. Thanks, guys.